How's everyone doing? Today I have a Blu-ray update, 6 pickups, and if you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. And I got these from blu-raysforeveryone.com. I've mentioned them before. Great site for collectors. They've got Blu-rays, DVDs, you can get slipcovers, steelbooks, everything you want for a movie collector. I'll put the link down below for their site, and they have great deals price-wise as well. First up is Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I love the heck out of this movie, but it does feel like almost a remake in certain aspects. There's so much rehashing going, especially from the original trilogy and A New Hope in particular. So many similar themes going on there, but I think J.J. Abrams did a great job, and it's great to see the old cast of characters with a whole bunch of new cast of characters as well. I really like the cast in general. Kylo Ren, I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of the casting choice there. I think they could have had somebody a little bit more imposing when he takes off the mask and he's talking just normally. I was just like, it just doesn't work for me. But overall, I really liked this film. Visually stunning, and just puts you right back in that whole universe, that Star Wars franchise. It felt like it's coming back to prominence again. I didn't like the prequel trilogy. The original trilogy is one of my all-time favorites, and this to me comes in 4th best in the series. And let me know who your favorite character from the whole Star Wars franchise is, and how you would rank the Star Wars films in the whole franchise, and where The Force Awakens would be on that list for you. And I like BB-8 too. I want to get the Target exclusive slipcover with the BB-8, and a ton of special features in here, and a nice black case. And I did see the steelbook. I think it was a Zavvi exclusive steelbook. And there's the swing tray right there. So 3 discs in total. The steelbook though, I didn't really love. I don't like it when it doesn't say the title and then on the spine has the cast. I'm not a big fan of that, but I know a lot of people do like that. So there's a lot of different variations. I'm sure they'll probably put other releases out. There'll be a ton of releases for this. It's just one of those things for Star Wars. But a really visually stunning movie, and I like that this is coming out. I mean, I can't wait to see the next one, and I'm excited. I mean, even though like it does feel like I was saying before, a lot of rehashing of similar themes. Like even the Death Star was Star Killer Planet, which is like it was almost comical. That scene is like, here's the Death Star, here's Star Killer Planet. It's so much bigger, but it's basically the same thing. You know, kind of the very similar idea, but love the heck out of it still. Certain scenes of that one right here, Han Solo. Next up, the Peanuts movie. I love the Peanuts specials growing up as a kid, the comic strip. And it's crazy to me to think how many strips that he made, Charles Schulz. And I remember watching these all the time as a kid. And, you know, watching it now as an adult, it kind of, those songs feel a little bit depressing in certain ways. But it's very relatable, you know, growing up as a kid. And I thought this was such a fun movie, but I did think the pacing was a bit off. Like I thought there were some really great moments and then kind of dragged a little bit and then picked back up. That's my only thing, the pacing inconsistencies. But Blue Sky Studios has done such a fantastic job on the release. They did some of the Ice Age movies. I think Kung Fu Panda as well. Their animation is just so vivid and so bright. It's just breathtaking. And I thought this looked stunning. This is the 3D Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD combo pack right there. The only thing is, I wish it had a lenticular slipcover. I know some of the 3D ones don't have that, but I love it when they do. Just feels like a complete package. And this had some fantastic special features, some great featurettes talking about the making of, dealing with the family, and having some actual pictures and stories about Sparky, which is the nickname for Charles Schulz, and just a fantastic take on Peanuts. I was wondering how it was going to work right there, because these are such iconic characters, and I like that you got to see Fifi. You only saw Fifi, I think, one other time ever. She was never in the comic strips. Fifi is basically Snoopy's kind of girlfriend, or his, you know, take on the girlfriend. And I like the red-haired girl, you know, the Charlie Brown's crush in here. I love the whole moral tale of it. It's just very heartfelt and heartwarming and a fun time. I think this is a movie, if you're a fan of the Peanuts, I think you'll really appreciate it even as an adult, and kids as well. And very great release for this too from Fox. Looked so stunning. Next up is The Revenant. This is one of my favorite movies of 2015. It blew me away. Just a cinematic masterpiece, just epic. And fantastic that Leonardo DiCaprio finally won an Oscar, deservedly so, for this performance. I don't consider him makeup at all. I think he's deserved it for so many other performances, but definitely deserved it for this one as well. And then of course, Best Director, Alejandro G. Inarritu, again, won for Birdman as well. And it's funny, they didn't put the cinematography in here. Emmanuel Lubezki, who also won an Oscar for cinematography 3 years in a row, including when he last worked with Alejandro G. Inarritu on Birdman. So they should have put that right there, that little sticker. There's 3 Oscar winners right here. So this is actually a really nice slipcover too. Gatefold opens up for a shot of the movie and a whole bunch of blurbs right there. And you know me, I love movies with a snowy setting, and this had a bunch of snowy setting scenes, and Tom Hardy was awesome here. It's basically a tale of vengeance, and just beautifully shot. The cinematography is incredible. One of the best cinematography movies I've seen in a long time, and just a amazing performance from Leonardo DiCaprio. And there's the slipcover again, and I'll go ahead and show you. There's the disc artwork. And let me know what your favorite movie from 2015 is as well. Next up is Mojave. Obviously takes place in the Mojave Desert. I really like both of these actors. Garrett Hedlund, I remember the first time I saw him was in the movie Four Brothers, which I absolutely love that movie. And he was also great in Country Strong and Lullaby. Both of those, he shows his musical chops, and I think he's actually very talented as a singer too. And those movies are really kind of like an emotional driven movies, kind of depressing, but very well acted. And this movie right here, this isn't going to be for everybody. It's dramatically paced, but basically he is an actor and he goes into the desert because he's trying to kind of find himself. And instead he finds Oscar Isaac, who's a great actor. I loved him inside Llewyn Davis, and he's Ex Machina as well. He's been in a bunch of different stuff, but they basically drive the movie. There's a few other people in here. This actress, I didn't really care for her at all. She's very stunning, very beautiful, but acting-wise, it was rough to see her try to act. But there's other people in here that are recognizable, including Mark Wahlberg. But basically, he goes and sees this guy in the desert, and it's almost kind of like you kind of feel like maybe he's the devil. Is he, you know, the other side of him? They even mention in talking about duality of man and things like that. And there's so many like messages that are kind of overt. You see Oscar Isaac trying to hunt him down and going to the city to find him as well, because they have an altercation in the desert. And you see all these people that are, you know, constantly on their cell phones and how absorbed they are. And so it's kind of got a societal message that's, you know, kind of upfront. You can have many layers of messages as well, how you want to view it. And I actually really appreciated that aspect to it. And, you know, I think they kind of said the duality man. That's what I was really thinking of it. And then when they, you know, talked about it, I was like, it kind of draws me out. And one of the things I didn't like about this movie, though, one of my only real criticisms about it, for me personally, I know this isn't going to be a movie for everybody, but is the dialogue. This guy, every other word he was saying was brother. Hey brother, how are you brother? I'm like, come on, I hate that. But overall, I really liked both their characters. They were kind of polar opposites, which even works for the cover right there. He was basically kind of trying to find himself, soft-spoken, where he was crazy out of his mind, talking nonstop, and basically a serial killer who's crazy and hunting him down. And yeah, this was actually from William Monahan. There you go. He won an Oscar for Best Screenplay for The Departed. So this was a great job here directing-wise, and he actually wrote the screenplay for this as well. I think this is very suspenseful, very good thriller, and a lot of existentialism going on here, especially dialogue-wise. And again, the two leads really drove this film performance-wise. And very thrilling, intense. I really enjoyed the performances here. Next up is Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And this is the new release, collector's edition from Scream Factory. Fantastic release. Tons of special features in here. Look at all the special features right there. And I love the newly commissioned artwork as well. I love what Scream Factory is doing. And to me, this is one of the best horror sequels out there. Lick my plate, you dog dick. Chop Top is awesome. I loved Caroline Williams too, especially the ending, and with the grandma character and her wielding the chainsaw. Oh, awesome. But I'll go ahead and show you the artwork right there. Tobe Hooper. For me, like I said, this is one of my, what I consider one of the best horror sequels out there, along with Halloween 2, Dream Warriors, another one. And I think recently, Cold Prey 2 and Wreck 2 are two of the best modern horror sequels. There's the classic artwork right there. It's the classic tale of the cannibal family, the Sawyers, and Dennis Hopper's character right there, who is a Texas Ranger, and also the DJ Stretch right there, radio DJ, played by Caroline Williams, and basically trying to take them down and fight to survive against Leatherface, Grandpa, Chop Top. Love the heck out of this movie, so much fun. And let me know who your favorite character from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise is. from all the different films out there. Please don't say the recent Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D. Do your thing, cuz that's one of the worst lines in horror movie history. Hated that. The movie itself wasn't so bad. I've seen worse, but that line in particular and some of the other actors that did the roles in there were just rough to watch, some of those scenes. And again, I love Bill Moseley as Chop Top. Such a great character. And there's the 2 discs right there. And then again, if you want, you can put that artwork as well. But again, I like having with the slipcover where you have the newly commissioned artwork and then you can put the old school artwork. The only time I don't put the old school artwork if it's just artwork that I just really hate. And to me, that's kind of classic there, right there. Definitely reminiscent. Makes me think of all the times I watched it growing up. So, incredible. Can't wait to dive into all the special features right there. Next up is Standoff, and this is the directorial debut of Adam Aleka, and I think he did a fantastic job here. I really enjoyed this one. This is another one where it's basically 2 main characters, and there's a 3rd character, a little girl, but it's really about their driving performances that make this movie. Lawrence Fishburne was so dark in this movie as a serial killer, and there's this little girl who basically sees him kill a bunch of people, and he chases her to this abandoned house with Thomas Jane, who's got all kinds of emotional conflict going on in his life. And basically they have a standoff and they're holed up in this house. The majority of the movie takes place in the house and them trying to, you know, outsmart each other and fight each other to the death essentially to save the little girl is what Thomas Jane wants to do, while Lawrence Fishburne wants to kill the little girl because she saw him without his mask on. He was wearing this mask and he was almost like a Grim Reaper character with the mask on. Very creepy, and he was super effective in this movie. And I like the dialogue too. It kind of reminds me a bit of Mojave, just the way that one character was really kind of solemn and, you know, quiet, when the other character was really crazy serial killer and talking a lot. And this was such an amazing movie for me. I loved the heck out of it. This is another one that was kind of dramatically paced at times, and I don't think it'll be for everybody, but for me I think it really worked, and especially the 2 lead actors really drove the film. And yeah, I really was surprised about this one. Didn't hear anything about it. And there is the disc artwork. So there we go, there are my 6 pickups right there. If you've seen these movies, definitely let me know what you think of them. Leave me a comment or video response down below. Hope everyone's doing well. Take care.